Shanti, shalom, shalom, Shanti. Peace, everybody. It's your host, Emmanuel, once again. If this is your first time venturing with us on the Sex Magic Podcast, welcome to the family and the community. Go ahead and like and comment this video. If you comment, I'm going to give you a personal introduction, a welcome to the tribe of ascenders. If you're not new, if you've been here before, hey, how you doing? I want to let you guys know today we're going to be talking about the anti-energy traps. What's going on, everybody? So, anti-energy traps. So, you'll see me for the next few weeks. You'll see things like the identity trap and the morality trap and the government trap and the sexual selfishness trap. What are traps? What are traps? Essentially, you know what? Traps, anti-energy traps are portals, thought constructs, habits, mindsets, things that are going to either elevate or decrease us in energy. Specifically, anti-energy traps are things that are going to decrease our energy, right? So let's just start with the definition of what I'm going to consider traps in the podcast, and why you should be mindful of them. First of all, like I just said, you got to understand that to qualify as a trap, you have to have a yin yang or a positive and or plus or a minus. So you're going to have a portal through which either energy elevates or decreases us in energy. And remember, when in terms of sex magic and bliss energies and all these things, we want to create the highest possible energetic fields within our body, and we want our partners to do the same so that we can go to the next level and experience things that really just blow our mind, right? The other thing about traps, right, is that most people fall into them, and is really the reason why a lot of us don't experience the higher energies of life. So you can say that it's a dominant theme. It's something that we're socialized into doing, but it's not really all that's in our best interest energetically. Okay. The third thing about this is that they're not true, right? The precepts, the suggestions, the ways of thinking, and the ways of viewing reality in the worldview, it doesn't really work. It's not really true. Okay? Now, let me just talk about truth really quickly. So when I say true, I'm talking about abduction, right? I'm talking about upon closer examination. If you really, really look at this, or you start to experience these things, you realize that they're flawed in their thinking, okay? So let's just take a few for example, okay? So we're going to talk about the morality trap, and we're going to talk about the government trap just right now, okay? The government trap is the belief that the government can change your life, or they can keep you from living your best life. Here in the Sex Magic Podcast, you guys are creators, okay? You are creators of your own reality and over your own experience. What you meditate on, what you process, and all those things is really what's going to create your reality, not some person outside of yourself, okay? So if you fall into that trap, what you start to do is you start to give the energy that you're building up, that you want to use for your bliss energy, you start to give it out in places that really are not going to fulfill you, are not going to really build your energies. Now, for some people, if they're called to government or they're called to social justice or something like that, it sure can. But the government is not going to change your life like that, right? So we just got to be mindful of that. The other thing is the morality trap. And this is one that is prevalent throughout a lot of religious traditions and those sort of things. And really, the morality trap is a code of ethics that's outside of us, that may not fit your nature, that may not be who you are in the deepest amount of purity in your being, right? Like, somebody might say, some person wrote some book or something and told you how to live and gave you the precepts. A lot of those things might vibe with you and might resonate with you, and if so, definitely incorporate them. But your life experience, right, more so than anything, is going to begin to shape your morality and your code of ethics. Now, I'm of course a proponent of reading some of the ancient traditions and seeing what their code of ethics are, seeing what resonates with you and what doesn't resonate with you. The only thing you can do is test, right? Now, of course, I'm not going to tell you guys to go steal and do all those things, because that's pretty clearly like a trap. But some other things, right? Like, um, aren't as cookie cutter, right? So some of the things that we're going to talk about, um, some of the undergirding principles, right, is going to be harmony and discord in this podcast. Okay, love and fear, control, power. We're going to go through all these kinds of traps, right? For instance, we've been taught to go against the inner yearnings in our body. We've been taught to do things out of obligation. We've been taught to try to control everything with our will and those sort of things. And of course, we've been taught to be something or somebody other than ourselves, what we call the identity trap. And so what we're going to do is we're going to examine a lot of these ideas very closely to discover what is pure, what is not, what works and what doesn't, in terms of providing us with tranquility, in terms of providing us with peace, in terms of lifting our energy fields. Okay? And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, guys. And it's just so pertinent for you, not even to take me as an authority of all these, but I want you guys to think about it. I want you guys to ponder it. I want you guys to live it and experience it, and especially the ones on harmony and discord, love and fear, because those are intuitive, right? Those are sensations that raise in our body, and that we have to test, and we have to become more aware of. And through that, we're just gonna go through the energy mechanics of it all. So there are a lot of traps. I don't have an exhaustive list of them, but we're gonna definitely start with the identity trap, because that's critical. Essentially, you don't want to enter into a relationship and try to be somebody you're not, right? That's going to be one of the foundational ones, right? Another one is the discord trap, or the control trap, or that we think we're in control. I don't know. So that's what traps are. So if you see the titles of some of the episodes talking about traps, that's what it's about, where they're preconceived things that we take for granted that really are gonna restrict our energies if we don't really address them and talk about them and dig deep into them. So yeah, guys, this is just a short video on this topic. Like, comment, subscribe. Traps are everything. And what you'll realize is that as you build your awareness and you go through liberating yourself from some of these traps, you're going to not only feel a raise and a spike in your energy field, but you're going to feel freer to be yourself, freer to create a culture, right? This is what we want. We want to create cultures in our relationships that are authentic, where the person, where it's not controlling, where it's harmonious, when things are done out of love, and when we're doing things out of who we really are. Okay? That's the kind of culture that we want to create in our relationships. So that's why it's so important to know these traps, look at them, self-reflect on which ones you have work to do in, because it's a process, right? None of this is gonna be an overnight thing, right? Especially with things like control and really trying to figure out if you can trust your intuition, and you could trust harmony and discord, or you could trust acting out of love and not fear and obligation and tradition and all those things. So like, comment, subscribe, guys. Once again, if it's your first time listening to this podcast, go ahead and leave a comment. I definitely would love to welcome you to the tribe, and stay tuned for really, really great episodes. If you guys want me to talk about something, please let me know in the comment section. I definitely will get to it. Also, feel free to email me with any questions, energy related, relationship related. Maybe there's some discord in your relationship, or discord and finding a partner. I definitely want to speak to you and talk to you, and I'll definitely email you back. So, yeah, guys, take care. Peace.